I spent 16 to 17 years of my life traveling the world in an educational program to deliver very important information about raw and living foods, superfoods, super herbs, living spring water, and the best day ever to folks who are really hungry for this kind of information. The integrative nutrition students are really committed as a group. I've noticed through my travels around the world that there are integrative nutrition students in all different countries doing all different kinds of work related to the environment, sustainable agriculture, unique types of farming, doing all different kinds of retreat centers, activities of ecological sustainability in the context of politics. All different kinds of things like that are going on. And that's what really kind of turned me on to the Integrative Nutrition School, to a point where I really am committed to being here every year, because I judge, obviously, the fruit by the fruit tree by the fruit that it bears. And what's going on out there, what I see, is absolutely amazing. I mean, people who've become yoga teachers, people who've become health coaches, people who are helping paraplegics, folks who are out there helping people who are really strung out on pharmaceutical medication. And this institute, what it's doing is it's allowing enough educators to be out there to help these people get back to home, get back to their original natural state of feeling good and healthy and feeling like there's hope in the world that things could get better. It's been an incredible journey. I've done about 1,800, 1,900 events over the last 16 to 17 years. And what my role really is to demonstrate to people what choices are really available to them. We have the greatest choices ever in the history of the world. We have the healthiest choices ever in the history of the world. And it's creating that awareness. And I know that after somebody comes to an event, or perhaps reads one of my books, or finds out about me through the internet, what happens is there's a derivative long-term benefit, and that's such a joy. It influences people in the health food store, where they suddenly are shopping for organic foods. It influences folks in a way of looking at raw food a little bit differently and realizing, okay, we have to have some raw food in our diet because that's natural, that's the original food that was here. It has a very strong influence in demonstrating to people viscerally, in a real vibrational way where you can feel it, the power of living foods, and in particular superfoods and living vegetable juices, fresh vegetable juice, and what that can do for you. And these things just stack over the years, and what ends up happening is I get folks coming back 10 years later, 12 years later, 14 years later, and maybe I met them in New York City at a little event I did in the back of a restaurant or something, and they tell me how it's influenced their lives, their families' lives, and their kids' lives. And there literally can be no greater thing for me to feel or hear than that. I mean, that really feels to me like, okay, I'm doing my job in the world, and it's a great wonder, and it's a win-win-win for everybody.